On a quiet night, a routine training flight vanished without warning. On a quiet November evening, a routine training flight set events into motion. On a quiet November evening, a routine training flight set events into motion.
The flight was an instructional mission designed to prepare pilots for instrument flying.
Under instrument flight rules, pilots must trust instruments over instinct. Instrument training demands sustained focus under increasing mental workload. Over open water at night, visual references disappear almost entirely.
The climb to cruise altitude was smooth and uneventful.
At cruise altitude, the flight remained stable and uneventful.
The aircraft continued westward, maintaining altitude and speed.
Flight tracking data showed a consistent course toward New Orleans. As the flight neared New Orleans, preparations for the approach began.
The aircraft began a gradual descent toward the terminal area.
Night and water erased nearly all external visual cues.
Air traffic control remained in contact with the flight.
Clipper 1-4, expedite descent to 5,000, expect vectors to the localizer.
The aircraft was cleared for the ILS approach to runway 18R.
Initially, the approach aligned with the runway.
Below, Lake Pontchartrain offered no visual reference. At 6 miles from the runway, the descent continued.
Subtle changes began to appear in the aircrafter's flight path.
In the final moments, the approach became unstable. As the aircraft closed in, the descent rate increased.
The approach geometry no longer remained stable. Small deviations matter.
Flight data later revealed a sudden and tightening left turn. The aircraft entered a tight, descending left turn.
Spatial awareness may have been severely challenged.
The final recorded position was just miles from the runway.
Moments later, radar contact was lost.
The aircraft impacted the waters of Lake Pontchartrain.
There was no fire, no explosion, only silence.
In the darkness, the lake concealed the wreckage.
In the moments after impact, silence returned to the lake.
Clipper to 7-1, 19, do you read?
Attempts to re-establish contact went unanswered.
Search crews scanned the lake through the night.
Search and response procedures were quickly initiated.
Initial searches found no visible wreckage. Days passed before recovery operations could begin.
On December 3rd, the wreckage was located beneath the surface.
Recovery crews retrieved the majority of the aircraft.
The wreckage was transported for detailed examination.
Every piece was carefully preserved for analysis. The fuselage showed damage consistent with a high-energy impact. Investigators began by laying out the recovered wreckage.
Wing separation was consistent with impact, not in-flight failure.
Most flight control surfaces were recovered. Control continuity was verified to the cockpit. Flap control continuity was also confirmed. Attention then turned to the engine. The empennage remained attached and intact. Compression was confirmed on all cylinders.
No evidence of a pre-impact mechanical failure was found.
Investigators next examined the aircraft's magnetos. The magnetos were waterlogged and unable to produce spark after recovery. Investigators also examined the aircraft's vacuum system. Despite water damage, internal mechanisms functioned as designed.
Investigators also examined the aircraft's vacuum system.
The damage was consistent with impact forces rather than pre-impact failure. Night IFR over water presents one of aviation's most challenging environments. With no clear mechanical failures, attention turned toward instrument reliance. With systems largely accounted for, the investigation turned toward human performance.
Spatial disorientation can occur when sensory perception conflicts with instrument data.
Over water at night, visual cues nearly vanish.
Instrument flying requires absolute trust in cockpit data. Training flights simulate demanding conditions under supervision. Instructors must balance realism with safety margins. High workload can overwhelm even trained pilots.
Training prepares pilots, but reality can exceed expectations.
When margins collapse, recovery becomes difficult.
The investigation continues, with questions still unanswered.
Every accident becomes a source of learning. Night instrument flying remains one of aviation's highest risk environments. A stabilized approach is critical to safe landings.
Recognizing instability early allows pilots to execute a go-around.
Instructor judgment plays a decisive role in training flights. Effective risk management requires recognizing when hazards align.
Accidents often influence future training policies.
A strong safety culture depends on shared learning. The lessons remain long after the accident fades.
Understanding the past helps prevent future tragedies. Accident investigations exist to improve safety, not to assign blame. Preliminary findings outline facts, but do not determine probable cause. Preliminary findings outline facts, but do not determine probable cause.
Other aspects remain unresolved.
A probable cause determination has not yet been made. The goal is prevention, not punishment.
Behind every investigation are lives lost. Final answers take time to emerge.
Each investigation strengthens aviation safety worldwide. Aviation safety advances through understanding, not assumptions.
The final report will bring deeper clarity.
The final report will bring deeper clarity. What began as a routine flight became a lasting lesson.
Lives lost are never just statistics.
Investigation turns loss into protection for others. Aviation safety depends on everyone involved.
Awareness is born from understanding.
Each lesson learned helps shape a safer future.
The lake holds its silence, but the lessons remain.
Aviation advances when we learn from every flight. Aviation advances when we learn from every flight.
For those lost, and for those who fly tomorrow.